Star Citizen, we defended this payload from pirates in a huge battle in a city above the clouds.
Polaris just let off a force on the second tower.
Oh my god.
Tons of players came together to make one of the most memorable gaming experiences I've ever had.
You will never take the bridge!
I got hired again as a bodyguard to defend a huge wealth of treasure and make sure it gets passed off into the right hands. Let me tell you the story of how this all happened. After my last video as a bodyguard, I was exploring Microtech and decided to visit Ghost Hollow. I was up for a challenge. Then I got enlisted again. They decided they liked my efforts. I had to suit up with the crew and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Once I got the call, I went to the hangar that I needed to go to. There, I was presented with a loot box with all the equipment that I would need for the mission. And I said hello to my fellow soldiers, Kyosa and Groza. They were the fellow misfits of this adventure. We were here to protect Gallidrum, but not before we took a photo op.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, Primo, can you step up kind of like how I am, flanking him behind him? Look at Kyosa, he looks so goofy. Dude, last.
Why do I look goofy?
I don't know, you just do. But
I'm calling you, you're being called out, man.
I waited valiantly at the bridge between the spaceport and the Polaris for our men and women to come through. And I went up and took my seat, and I broke everything in the universe. And the entire Polaris disappeared.
Your ship just disappeared.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, what?
But shortly after that, Gallidrum laid out the plan.
First off, thanks you guys all for coming. This was more of a special invite event. This was not an open invite, which is why I didn't really see a lot of announcements for it. I didn't really post this on social media. We have a VIP client that was referred to us by a mutual. So we are going to go meet them and do a VIP arms deal. So we're gonna go there, we're gonna get set up ahead of time before they show up, and then they're just gonna land straight at the pad with us. And we'll do the deal, see what happens, and that could potentially be it. Is the potential for some shenanigans, as always, so it's never a zero. For this, we actually have more people than I thought we were gonna have for this.
Communication is always key in good event organization and management.
I was one of the quote-unquote stormtroopers. I was to be personal bodyguard for the arms dealer himself. The object was simple. All of the muscle would come in on a Polaris, and we would rendezvous with other members of the team. One of the ships bringing the precious cargo that was to be traded today. The planet that we were arriving on was Hurston, a gas giant that holds cities in the air. We were going to one specific city. We came in to land at the port. Shortly after, our carrier pigeon came in. I quickly exited the Polaris, but not before imprinting myself on it. Here was the loot. This is what I was here to protect. This and the dealer that came with it. We came out with the cargo and got into our first speed bump. Nearby, there was a ship flying.
Is it in the sky?
180.
Asgard.
Coming in. It's an Asgard coming
The Asgard is
in.
friendly. That's my guys. I sent them over there early.
This box was worth at least 25 to 35 million credits. This one box was worth the entire last arms deal. So naturally, we hired a few orgs to help us with protection. If you're a part of one of these orgs, let me know the name of it in the comments. We went up to where the deal was most likely to take place. We had snipers on the buildings. We had people back at the ships. This was a full crew.
Primo, Kyosa, and Groza, you guys will stay with me at all times. Everyone else, we kind of want to create like a defensive perimeter. So maybe have like a snipers or two or whatever we're using spread out. We're just, if anything happens, I want to keep as FPS as possible. So we're gonna try to tuck in, if that makes sense. Client is 25 kilometers out as of a minute ago.
We'll get you a party lead right back. We just have one guy I don't have on my friends list, and we're trying to get him situated.
Yeah, you're good. No worries. We have everyone on my side, so. Okay, I see a Connie coming in. I think that's the customer.
We were lined up ready to take our client and ready for any shenanigans.
All right, everyone who went to go pick up the client, you guys can come back a little bit. I'm gonna have them park in a different area.
This wasn't the client. We had an unexpected Asgard coming in to land, and even if they weren't supposed to land here.
Yeah, well, who's the Asgard?
Primo,
bro?
run! Primo, run! Primo,
That's
run.
our Asgard. Is something going on?
It's about to squish us.
Oh no.
What is he trying to do?
Can I have
I think they're trying to drop off Bell.
Bella's good. She's on top of the building. There's like an an Asgard
Yeah,
that's
this
not...
is somebody else.
Belladonna was a sniper on the roof, and we we're trying to figure out what was going on with the Asgard when we realized maybe they were invaders. They were out of party and on top of the building, so we checked the elevators. With events like these, it's hard to get communication across the teams efficiently.
And let's in cap until we can investigate, and if we need to full kill, we full kill.
However, nothing ever came out of it, so I went back to guarding where I was, and we quietly waited for the client to come in. Things started to get antsy. As the rest of the guards showed up, people were all around, waiting for this deal to commence.
Ooh, you can feel the blood flowing. I love me a good arms deal. Woo!
After several rumors of random ships around the area, the client was here, and there was no turning back. This deal was about to happen.
And also be careful too, because like there's room behind a lot of us too, that people that can move behind us. So just occasionally check your surroundings too.
As the client approached, things got even more tense. They had brought their own muscle, and with all of our ships flying around, we really didn't know what to think. The only thing we could do was go on with our business.
Like I said, it's kind of hard to see through this smoke, but...
On a random side of Crusader, this truly was a remarkable place for a trade to go down. Hidden in a way, hopefully hidden enough. Safe from prying eyes and prying hands.
Can you hear me?
I can. What's up, guys?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm Gally.
Great taste in armor. Great taste in...
Hey, real quick, I'm getting
Thank
reports
you.
of a unidentified cutlass parked underneath the platforms.
I honestly love the setup here.
Can we get someone to go check on that?
One of our troops spotted activity in the area while the conversation was taking place.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I really like this spot. It's one of my favorite quote-unquote home base locations.
While these two were talking, the rest of the crew were looking for activity, and it was time to bring forth the payload.
We'll see if you
Good.
like what we have, and can I get one of my guys to bring the box up here? All right, well, feel free to take a peek of what's inside. If you like what you see, yeah, we'll go from there.
The client looked into the box to check if everything was there. These are expensive guns, ammunition, and armor that are only obtainable via high PvP areas of the game. To get them in this quantity is a rare sight, which makes them a prime target for pirates.
Somebody's shooting.
Excuse me, we have some guys. We'll deal with that real quick.
A group of players were making their way down the tower, and we were there to meet them.
Are we good?
Hostile contact just called base right tower.
We'll hold from here, go.
Do you want me to move in?
Gotta move, gotta move,
Nice.
gotta move.
Stormtroopers, stay with me. Stormtroopers, stay with me. Sorry, we took care of those guys. Sorry about that. I'm not sure who those people were.
Sending HMCS to engage now.
I'm down.
We were absolutely wrong in thinking that Asgard was part of our crew, just not in our party. After they started coming through the elevator, all hell broke loose.
No.
There's players inside.
Enemy Polaris. That's an enemy Polaris. Yeah, we're gonna need to move you guys because we have an enemy force moving in. That Polaris is not friendly. Yeah, we'll move you guys to the Connie for now for safety. Move you guys closer to your ship, and we'll go from there.
With nearly an hour of setup for this event, the ground beneath our feet started to shift.
I'm getting a
Follow me, Grezza.
tower. Full team of 5.
A ton of ships started coming out of nowhere. This deal either needed to go down right now or not at all. We got the clients, the dealer, and the cargo to a safe haven. However,
I think this Polaris is just landing and dropping off people, then taking off again.
Yeah, we just confirmed they're dropping people off.
Can you move the box off the Connie? We haven't had payment yet, so I don't want to put it on there.
They're saying that we've got well over 16 people at least.
Polaris just let off a force on the second tower.
Oh my god. Okay, we need to push. Let's all push to Belladonna. Push to extract. Let's grab
negative.
this box.
They're
Nope.
pushing on her.
So we're getting attacked by a massive force. Estimate of like 20-ish people. So
Fuck.
yeah, we have a lot of contact on basically every tower. So we're gonna move to quickly extract you guys. So if you want, you can submit payment, and then we can load that shit. You can load down the Connie and get you out of here right now. Up to you how you want to handle it.
I don't want to buy all of it at the moment, but there's some things that are...
At this point, things were looking sketchy, and I was antsy myself. I really wasn't sure where to be at this moment.
These guys are all pulling out guns, and I'm a bit nervous.
Connie is getting hit. Connie
Oh, they're hit!
At the time, it seemed like these guys were getting hit from ships, and I didn't have much to contribute. So I went back to the choke point in an effort to keep the invading forces at bay.
Yeah, I can't land. Their Polaris is engaged.
Matt, I almost shot you.
Trying to get in.
Yes, Connie's hostile, everyone's hostile. Shoot anyone not in party, dies.
Being engaged by an F8, I'm returning.
Reminder, we might be on the ground right now, but this fight is going on in the skies and all around us with ships on top of the buildings and underneath the platform. Our team gave one last charge into the brink, but sadly I was having loadout bugs. With the forces starting to come in heavier, reviving each other, and a Polaris coming in overhead, everything started to change.
I have 3 or 4 hostiles directly on my body.
Polaris started shooting down on us. My team got entirely wiped out. My loadout was bugged, and I decided to sit here prone to see how long I could, up until I was found. From here, the fight changed drastically. We were back on the Polaris. Holy shit.
Great, I'm about to respawn there. Yay.
Yeah, you will.
However, I couldn't stay idle for too long. These guys were now on our ship, which meant that they could choke us out at the medical bay.
I gotta try to.
Yep.
I started to push the bridge and make my way to the med room. The med room was our choke point. They were trying to corner us into that room. Had 2 down.
Yeah, my team.
Every time one of us went down, we respawned at the Polaris on the med bay.
Last open your hangar.
I'm not sure. I can't. I'm full death. Full death right now.
It was at this moment I started getting insanely pissed off at these guys. They were ruining my way of getting money. So I was determined at any cost. I even ran into this player without any ammo and resorted to fighting with my fists, laughing as he ran away like a little girl. I got some more ammo off this corpse, and with the help of the team, I started to clear the bridge.
Primo, who just took off in front of you?
Bad guy.
Okay.
Sniper is down. She took out 6 hostiles before she went down.
This dude was trying to heal the others.
Hurt.
Yeah, I just looted
My team's a little
700
scattered right
rounds.
now. I got Tavern with me. We're coming in on the hoplite. Do you need us to board the Polaris?
Yes. Yep. We need to retake control of the Polaris. They're still on it.
Curly sweeping.
Top hangar is clear. I started clearing the lower deck, and as a new player, this was my first time going Rambo.
We have to get in there.
They're pushing bridge. They're pushing bridge. It's locked.
I can't do that. The entrance is directly overhead of us. That door is here, so shoot it open.
Even running into some bugs with the black scope, I'm still making my way through the engine bay.
You will never take the bridge!
Jin's alive. And he's like that.
Good, we can kill them.
I see one at the end. We have so many friends down there. That's Jim. That's Jim.
I'm shooting the dead body.
I just cleared 4 in the engineering room.
If you guys can clear up to the hangar, we have a hoplite we're coming in. I can drop somebody directly into the hangar.
Engineering room is not clear.
Can you shoot somebody if they're in a turret?
Going down like this made me really nervous. There were so many enemies resurrecting on the ship, reviving each other and getting back in the fight. We didn't know who was incapped and who was still alive. And there were these people in these turrets. There was one on the back and one on the bridge. And my patience was growing thin. I tried to locate the box and see if I could find the box from up here. But it looked like the invaders got the box themselves. And their Polaris was nowhere to be found. Which meant that we had to deal with everybody on our Polaris and make sure that there was none left. Even if there was one left, they could all revive back on the Polaris if they were in cap. While this was all happening, Gallydrum and the rest of the crew, Mad Soul, Alisonian, Kyosa, Jin, all were trying to negotiate with the guy in the turret.
This guy, if we can get a crew, we need this guy to move to the brig, and once he's in the brig, we res him. This is Jesse from Power GPUs. This is a prized possession.
Yes, you heard that correct. Jesse from Power GPUs. Sadly, I did not hear that at all, and I completely missed that part while playing. At this point, all I knew was that there was still people on the Polaris, and I had to figure out a way to kill all of them. And maybe if I did, we would have a chance of getting the box back. However, I looked around the ship, and all I could find were my teammates. The only pirates I knew about were the ones in the turrets that I couldn't get to. And our pilot Kyosa looked for the box, and he couldn't find the box.
I see Connie. I don't see box. I need somebody to show me where that is.
Yeah, I've lost all that. Fuck me, Robin.
Who's shooting?
Yeah, but the
Asgard.
The Connie blew up, so all I see is the top of it.
Who's on our turret shooting the Asgard? Are you? Do we have a plant on board? They just shot down the Asgard. Yeah, they're shooting at the Idris now. They're shooting at the Idris now. We definitely have a hostile on board.
We were unable to locate the box, which crushed me. The next thing on our list to do was to get these people out of the turrets, or render them useless.
Yeah, turn weapons off.
Hey, power down weapons. They won't be able to fire if weapons aren't powered up.
Who's pilot?
I suggest we all get around where the turret access is, because they will leave the moment they realize they can't fire.
We're all dead.
Which turret is shooting? The 6? The one that's above the top hangar?
I don't think we can get them out of that turret either.
Me and the rest of the crew were trying to figure out how we could get rid of these turret pirates, and it was a real puzzle to solve.
I am not
I think
sure.
I see a box. I see boxes, but I don't think that's our box.
I mean,
Galley's not
weapons
gonna
are
like
off, but
this.
they're still shooting somehow.
They shouldn't be able to unless it's the PDCs.
Nah, I'm in a turret too, and it's... There we go. Now it's off.
Alright, get ready, watch the turrets, because the moment they realize they can't fire, they're gonna start coming out.
Because I see other boxes that aren't your box, and I don't see your box.
As I zoomed up on the Connie, I could tell our mission was over. There was no box to be found. Someone had taken it. In a last-ditch effort, Galadrim ordered the forces to go do a sweep on the ground for the box.
People on the Idris we need to do a kind of a sweep, if we can, of the on the main pad to see if we can find the cargo box. We currently don't know where it is, and we left without it. So if you guys
we have 2 security teams deployed right now, one on your ship and one on the pad. We're sweeping the pad already. I have a 5-man security team on that large pad, and I have a 5-man team on your Polaris sweeping, so...
Copy.
When it seemed all was lost, everyone gathered in front of the turret, and I was just about to understand this whole Jesse situation, but right then, while everybody was talking in VoIP in-game, my computer crashed. I came back in, but I missed a large amount of lore that was going on. Everybody was ready for this guy to come out of the turret, but all I knew was that these ball-busting, game-breaking, loot-grabbing pirates were ruining our play session. In my eyes, there was only one thing left to do.
Alright, security team, listen up. 1 or 2 people with ballistics, like a ballistic gun, go outside and go to the turret and start shooting into it.
I was gonna say, that'd be the only way I could think to do it.
You as well.
You'll either kill them,
Nice.
Or force them down into
freak
the
out.
crossfires.
or they'll freak out and then they'll go down. That might be the guy Galley's talking to. Kill that motherfucker.
My fellow citizens of the verse, I am no greater man than you. I am an opportunist. I am a simple farmer of vibes, and the vibe was off, and somebody needed to do something about it.
Yep, we're just in space. A bunch of people go out there and just start spraying the windshield.
We're at 0? Like 0 miles per hour?
Yeah.
That's 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Oh, he's fucking out of the ship dead. I'm looking at his corpse.
I think Galley was trying to make a plan or something.
Galley wanted to put him in the brig, but I don't think he was coming out of that motherfucker.
Okay, I'm a new player. I'm just doing what I'm told. And I thought these guys were griefers. I didn't know what was to be shown next.
I think he's full dead. That's why it like fell out like that. Oh, all his shit just fell off him.
I wonder how many of the bodies. I wonder how many of the bodies we can get in the brig. Like, I want to see like a full like meat sack pile of bodies.
Let's go.
The next thing to do was to collect the bodies on the Polaris, bundle them up, and look at our prize.
I have a grav gun. You want to do this?
Let's go. Briggs to the left.
Let's move all these bodies into the hangar, and then we'll do awards for the crew.
I got somebody searching for the crate down on Cloud Rest right now. I was going to tell Galdra.
Perfect, sounds good.
I started to look around the Polaris and dragged what bodies I could into the hangar like a hunter, making a trophy of his prize. We racked up all of the dead bodies on the Polaris, which some of them were ours. I think most of them were ours. Shortly after, we got attacked by another Polaris, and it turned into a race home to Grim Hex.
Hostile raiders in the area still.
Oh, they're tracking dead bodies. They can track dead bodies, so if they're still coming for us, they can.
This space battle didn't last long, and with everybody having crime stats, there was only one place for all of us to go, and it was just a matter of who went there first.
Well, then they know that we're all at Grim Hex, so heads up.
We would have already known once we jumped away. That's the only place we could go. It's really just a race to who can get to the hangar first.
And we did get to the hangar first. Everybody unloaded, and it was a sight to see everybody come off the Polaris. The only thing left was a photo op.
I'm gonna go to the outside pads at Grim.
I have 2 homes. The first is Grim Hex. The second is Klesher. Yeah, me too.
I spend a lot of time killing people at Grim Hex.
I like their helmet.
Anyways, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Hippo! Hey!
This is Hippo TC, who was in cahoots with Galladrum to make this all possible. I didn't know any of this. Your boy may have messed things up a bit, but it's all good.
You guys want to know what happened to the weapons and stuff?
Yeah, I want to hear what happened to those weapons.
During the FPS fight for like after the Phoenix got blown up, and then our Polaris was getting hit by something big. I don't know if it was missiles or something was hitting that. During that chaos, we found the crate by the Phoenix, and I grabbed it, and I took it all the way to the back of the platform. I had our Polaris come up and load the ramp down, and I literally chucked that thing and jumped off of the platform with it to get it onto the Polaris.
It was awesome to see everybody there, the pirates and the dealers. We all went for a photo, and then this happened. Oh!
609, go! Damn.
His perspective of things is so cool. If you want to go check it out, go to his YouTube page.